I was 22 when I went into service. I was in the second major draft.
Mm.
And I went in the Army in Jackson. I had to go to the courthouse in Raymond, and they sent me to Camp Shelby. I left Shelby and went to Fort Riley, Kansas, and I put in my recruit drill there.
Mm.
And I left there and went down on the Louisiana maneuvers. Now, what they were trying to prove there was horses over mechanization.
Mm.
Now, we ran 1,700 horses to death trying to keep up with the mechanization. All right, now, and then I went to Fort Bliss, Texas, and we got rid of all the horses. And then we started a mechanization.
That was a mechanized cavalry.
Mechanized cavalry. And then I stayed there for a little while, little while, and I went to Camp White to start a mechanized division. All right. I got the men, but I couldn't get the equipment.
Mm.
So that turned it into an infantry walking outfit.
I see.
Yeah, all right. And then
so mechanized cavalry without the mechanized cavalry.
Exactly, exactly. All right. So and then we went on about a 40-day maneuver up in Oregon, and after we got off of the maneuver, I went to another camp. I can't think of the name of it. So and then I got on a train after we trained there at Camp Adair. Camp Adair. All right. And then I got on a train and I went to Newport News, Virginia.
Okay.
And then I was in a group of 400 ships going to, and we landed in Oran, North Africa. And when we landed, I stayed about 60 miles north of Oran while we were all getting together, and then we started at the Anzio beachhead.
Okay.
We landed at the Anzio beachhead, and I was Clark's 5th Army, going right through the middle of Italy.
Mm.
And I got shot up at in liver and onions, in Livergnano, and
were you trying to take the town? You were attacking the town?
I ought not to tell you this, young man.
That's okay.
We buried 17,000 at Anzio Beachhead. Now, what happened to Anzio Beachhead? We were supposed to land and go to a town by the name of Salerno, about 60 miles up. England was supposed to land, but England never did show up. And the Krauts walked around it. And they were literally chewing us to death. We had to get her back to the wall, or we'd have been eliminated, period. Okay, all right. Me and Colonel Broedlow was just like that. I had required a rooster, and I was going to cook him. I had kept this rooster about 4 or 5 days. And the rooster was, I housed my rooster on the hood of my truck, which was flat.
On a string? Or?
That rooster plastered that truck good. Okay. So, and then we had just pulled in there, and the order come to get out right now. Naturally, I'm the last vehicle leaving, being as I was a maintenance truck. Okay. Colonel Broedlow was standing right in the middle of the road. He said, he threw his hand up and he said, "Stop that gypsy wagon." He was dressing me up one side and down the other, and he could do it. And then a shell landed awful close, too close. And he says, "Sergeant, you better get the hell out of here. If you don't, both of us is going to get killed." I was in Camp Adair. So, and then I went to the motor mechanical school in Fort Benning, Georgia. And I don't want to pat myself on the back too hard, but I come out number 2 in that school in 1500. So, and I did that. So, and then in the meantime, I changed company commanders. I acquired a fellow by the name of Oslo. All right. And when I was at Fort Benning, Georgia, I wrote Oslo to give me a little bit of time. I wanted to go by and see the family on the way home. And Oslo didn't even answer me. And I called Colonel Broedlow, and I said, "We're going to be in the war pretty quick. Would you mind giving me a few days to go back home?" And all I had was a telegram from Colonel Broedlow. All I had was that telegram. So, and then I went back to Camp White. I had my truck, crammed full of gasoline. And I used to head around the mountain and head that truck to a haystack. I'd throw it out of gear and let the haystack stop it, and I'd jump and run. And the last accounts that I had of my truck, there was 57 bullet holes in my truck. There was 57 bullet holes in my truck. And then I was jumping, I was running. The truck was headed to the haystack. I was headed to the barn. And I got hit with shrapnel.
Shrapnel? Or?
88.
Oh, an 88?
88, and the medic got to me pretty quick. I don't know how long, but pretty quick. I was, after the medic saw me, they picked me up in a Jeep. We had litters on the Jeep. Two of us guys, and we was headed to the aid station. A shell landed, and it turned the Jeep over with me in it. All right. And then there's a few guys come along and routed the Jeep up, and we kept on going to the aid station. All right.
Put you back on the Jeep.
Yeah. He put me back on the Jeep. All right. Boy, that news spread it like wildfire because Ollie's hurt. And along, Colonel Broedlow showed up. Tears was running down his cheeks.
Oh, you really were close.
And he wanted to be a mean fella anyway. And he says, Ollie, you used to be a damn good soldier, but now you ain't worth a damn to me now. That's exactly what Colonel Broedlow said. I stayed at the aid station till just about dark. And I got on an ambulance and went to a tent hospital, which was about 30 or 40 miles back. And I wasn't hurt there was a lot of fellas worse than I were. Those doctors, they worked 3 in a team, 2 doctors and 1 nurse. And when they'd get through operating on this fella, they'd wash their hands in a bucket of water and start again.
And the next?
All right. I went to sleep. A guy, a grenade hit him right in the stomach. Okay, all right. I got, see your 2 bones in your arm. I got shot out this bone right there. Okay, all right. Now, in order to fix this, they cut me a piece of bone out of this leg, and they put me in a splice in that. I still have 4 screws in that. Okay, all right. And I got shot through there and come out right here. They had to dig the shrapnel out of that leg. and I sat with a 60-pound weight for 4 months to pull that leg down. I have about 2/3 of the feeling in that hand now. The only thing I can't pull that. I don't know what war does to fellers, but this price, this stuff you call freedom, it don't come cheap. It don't come cheap. But I don't think that we can police the world.